My name's John Harris. My website is smallballsuccess.com, and I've been making a lot of YouTube videos about the dead ball style of hitting, the style that's over a century old, back when Cobb and Speaker and Collins were playing. And I did one a few weeks back about Charley Lau. God bless him, rest his soul. Charley was a great guy, maybe the greatest hitting coach of my lifetime. But he influenced Bill Buckner and Frank Thomas and Robin Ventura. But my favorite Charley Lau hitter was Tim Raines. And I think that's why I wanted to teach young kids when I first started coaching to hit like Tim Raines. That was when I thought of Charley Lau, I thought of Timmy. And after I made the video about Lau, and I got lots of views on YouTube about it, I remember in that video being surprised that if I deliberately tried to raise the hands a little more and come down into the ball, I wasn't getting more of a line drive. I was just kind of popping the ball up. I wasn't getting the effect that I wanted. Let me just have a little flashback here, a little summary, and fill you in on what we typically try to do with smallballsuccess.com when we're talking about the dead ball swing. Of course, there are a whole lot of different swings that guys in the dead ball era took, from Zach Wheat to Cobb to Speaker to Ginger Beaumont. I mean, they were all different. But basically, if there's a common denominator, it's that you're trying to shift your weight 100% forward, what they call front foot hitting. You're keeping your hands in. Not that Cobb didn't keep his hands close to the body, but you're keeping them from going back beyond and over your shoulder. You're trying to keep them pretty close so that they follow your foot down closely. A lot of those hitters claimed that they could step where they saw the ball coming, and they probably to some extent could. If they could, it's because their hands were coming down right after their foot. So we're trying to not just shift forward, but keep the hands following that foot really closely. And as you can even see on the screen here, what that does, you feel like you're swinging down on the ball, but the shift makes this a very level swing, and you're going in a straight line. You're staying inside of the ball, and you're carrying that line a long way forward. It's not like a swing today where you have a dip and you come out of the dip, and if you don't time it just right, then you top the ball or you miss it entirely. This is one where the barrel can follow the ball even if the hitter is thrown off a little bit, and you can really stay on it well. It's especially good for opposite field hitting. Well, it occurred to me that Charley Lau and his patented swing, Walt Hriniak was his disciple, and he taught this to a lot of the Red Sox hitters, guys like Wade Boggs. If you are, again, I'm talking about mostly Tim Raines. He's the one that I see in my mind's eye. If you use that back knee to pump, you create a kind of a wave effect in your hands. This is what I have discovered. This is what I like to do. I'm going to pick the bat up with my rear hand a little high and then pump with the knee. And when that happens, my hands follow it down. Then my knee is coming back up. That's essentially my forward weight shift. When my knee pumps and comes back up, it's the same as if I were, a dead ball hitter taking a little shuffle into the pitch. That's me throwing my weight into the pitch. And when my knee pumps back up, hands up, hands down, the hands are just a little bit behind the knee all the way. Knee down, hands down, knee up. Hands come back up, and now as I go down into the pitch, I'm in that same position as if I were doing my little Tris Speaker scoot into the pitch, where the hands are going to be on that slight, long plane of descent through the batting zone, and that's why I wasn't even having to do any real adjustment to get some nice line drive hitting. If I tried to lift the hands up and exaggerate the swinging down into the ball, I was messing myself up. the Charley Lau swing, if you do it like Tim Raines, you're already doing the things, most of the essential things that we teach about dead ball hitting. So I've got my old personal pitcher purring away here. Let me see if I can, we're looking for line drives, low line drives, and I'm thinking they're probably mostly going to shoot off to my offside. Let's see what happens. Boy, oh boy, I could really feel that inside my thighs. Tim Raines, of course, was a guy who had very strong legs. And when you're putting that much weight on that much stress on your legs, essentially you're not even taking a stride with that, but they're managing all the weight shifts. You gotta have strong legs to do that. But hey, that's kind of what we're doing with small ball success. We're trying to cater to certain body types, and there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one good swing. If you're trying to work within a certain swing, I think you should observe all of its parameters and not take a little bit from here and a little bit from there. But I still like this swing. I think I like my shuffle step from the Deadball Era even better because it gives me more versatility, more adaptability if the pitch strays outside. I felt like I was a little bit nailed down if the pitch strayed away from me, and it's windy today, so these little wiffle balls are going all over the place, but I kept it low for the most part. I made some good contact up the middle. I didn't go oppo quite as much as I thought I would, but I was, again, and to wrap up, especially, I was trying to keep the bat in my knocker knuckles there. I don't want to wrap my thumbs around it and lock them. I don't want to lock my wrists up. I want to keep my wrists very loose. Rod Carew, of course, was, Lau and Hriniak were both admirers of Rod Carew. Let's think of Rod Carew. Get your wrists in a kind of a V there, get the bat in the knuckles. You can do that with this swing. You don't even use the top hand if you follow the Tim Raines model until you bring the handle back, and then you just rest it lightly in that hand. You have it in those knuckles, and you go through that dip. The bat ends up here, and then you can take it down straight into the pitch. I think that's pretty cool. I think, as I said in the previous video about Lau, if you had to start with something real simple to go after high contact and a good average, that would be a pretty good place to go, the Lau swing, the Tim Raines approach.